What's going on? Flipper Gaming here, back with another Epic 7 video, and today we're taking a look at the new ML 5-star unit, Zio. Yes, he is a dark mage that is going to be dropping at the end of November, so pretty excited to see his kit. We haven't really looked at it too much. We saw that they previewed him, and now he's finally here, so let's go ahead and see if he's going to be worth the pity. All right, so he is a dark mage. He has 106 base speed. Now keep in mind that he will be getting a +7 speed buff in RTA. So if you're thinking about bringing him into PvP, mainly RTA World Arena, right? With that 7 speed buff, he's going to be at 113 base speed. So it gives him free speed for now, right? So keep that in mind. For now, he's getting that +7. He has pretty decent health, okay attack. He does have 27% crit chance, which is pretty interesting. His imprint concentration is effectiveness, so there is that. His release is attack, so we'll see. We'll see how his stats are going to be distributed based on his actual skills, right? Because depending on how he plays, he might be pretty broken. So his skill number 2 here, Supreme Authority, at the start of the first battle, increases combat readiness by up to 20%, and it's unaffected by effects that reduce combat readiness, increases the caster receive. So that means that restrict, right? Politis is not going to work on him. So right out of the gate, he's going to be getting a 20% CR push, right? So the way that this is going to work is he's going to be a turn 1 unit, right? So he's going to get a 20% CR push. And so the way you can think about this is you take the top speed on the field, right? So let's say this Lua is 300 speed, right? He's going to get 20% of that added on top of his own speed, right? So 20% of 300 speed is 60 speed. So let's say he's built at 240 speed, right? Let's say Zio is 240 speed. You add 60 speed to that, that puts him at 300 speed, right? And so it can potentially make him completely destroy Cleave, right? Because if you build him fast enough, he's going to cut in front of the fastest speed unit. So it could be potentially broken, right? Depending on how fast you can actually make him, and then the rest of his kit. So that 20% CR push at the beginning, I think, is pretty crazy, right? It does sound pretty broken. We'll see in game how he actually plays, right? Because he can potentially cut 300 speed units. So I think he's going to be a bad time for cleavers, right? But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. All right. So his skill number 3, Bow Down Before Me. This dispels 2 buffs. This is on a 6-turn cooldown, okay? You can get it down to 5 turns. So more than likely, after you use this, you probably won't be using it again, okay? So this dispels 2 buffs from the enemy before attacking. So it's going to strip first and then attack. It silences for 1 turn, decreases combat readiness by 30%. So the combat readiness decreases up to what, 40%, which is pretty insane, right? So it's taking first turn and then almost a full strip, silencing and pushing back by 40%. Then it grants Defy to the caster for 3 turns, penetrates the target's defense by 100%, and cannot trigger a critical hit. Okay, so this is along the lines of like Hua Young, right? Arunka, pre-nerf Hua Young. They're sticking with that, right? That cannot trigger a critical hit. When the target is a hero, damage dealt increases proportional to the target's current health. So he can potentially deal a lot of damage. Now, his special buff, which is Defy, when attacking increases critical hit chance by 50%, and when attacked decreases damage suffered by 50%. So it's a little odd because he can't crit on his S3, but he's getting that 50% critical hit chance. So for his S1, which we'll take a look at here in a bit, right? So he does have that 27% critical hit chance plus the 50% crit chance puts him well above the threshold for you needing to build critical hit chance, right? So you almost need no crit on him and pump up his speed, his attack, his crit damage, right? Maybe a little bit of effectiveness allows you to build him on like Pen set or Torrent set, right? So there's a lot of flexibility with how you build him for now. When more than one damage reduction effect is granted, only the strongest effect is applied. Defy cannot be dispelled. So no matter what, he's always going to have this on if he gets his S3 off, right? So after that, you can actually soul burn this and it's going to dispel all buffs from the target. So it's 2 buff strip, soul burn for 10 souls, a full strip into a silence and pushback. That seems really, really strong. And he can't get one shot, right? Because the damage suffered, right? He has his own mitigation. Those are the kind of buffs that I want to see, right? For a very well-rounded unit, you have a way for them to deal damage, have some sort of survivability, right? And a way to support everyone else. And so he's supporting everyone else by pushing back and silencing, right? Because you're silencing, the opponent can't S3. He is providing himself his own damage mitigation because he is decreasing damage suffered by 50%. I mean, I guess technically he can still get one shot, but it's going to be rough. It's going to be really tough for him to get one shot, especially with that 50% decreased damage, right? So, I mean, he does seem pretty OP so far, right? He's going to take turn 1. He's going to silence. He's going to push back. And then he's going to have that 50% CR, 50% critical hit chance with his buff. Let Me Destroy You, which is his skill number 1. This attacks the enemy with a spear before increasing attack of the caster for 1 turn. Okay, so he has 100% def pen, gives himself attack buff, right? And when the caster is defied, activates Disappear as an extra attack. So he has a lot of things going on. His kit so far is very, very loaded. Disappear can be only activated once per turn during the caster's turn. So that means that no counter builds, okay? So Disappear attacks the enemy with a sword storm, and when the enemy is defeated, increases combat readiness of the caster by 50%. So he has a 50% CR push on a kill, right? And just by having this Disappear, it's going to penetrate the target's defense by 50%. So he has 100% pen on his S3, attack buff on his S1, and a 50% def pen on his S1. On a kill, he gets a 50% CR push. Is that not broken? To me, that sounds very broken, okay? He has so much in his kit. Compared to ML Elena, right? Compared to Arunka, he is pretty loaded when it comes to buffs and skills. So you'll see here, he only did 3.3k on the S1, right? But then he followed up with that 9k damage. So it's what, like 12, 13k there on his S1. That's actually not too bad, right? That's not too bad, especially for a turn 1 unit. He's going to start cycling faster and faster as you get further down or further into the game, because he's getting that CR push if he's going to be getting those kills, right? That penetrating defense at 50%, that's pretty strong. That, to me, I don't know. He has a lot going on in his kit. I think that he is going to be a must pull, especially if you're not a cleaver, right? Especially if you're not a very fast player. His kit allows you to build him not necessarily 300 speed, but allows you to cut in front of those units that can potentially open turn 1 against you. Now, that doesn't mean that cleavers won't still use him, but he is going to definitely make it harder to cleave, right? Because he's going to cut, and then he's another unit that they're going to have to ban, right? That's going to have to be banned. So I think he's going to be a really great pickup. We're definitely going to be pulling for him and picking him up and testing him out. For the most part, Zio, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think he's going to be worth pulling? I think he is definitely broken on paper. He does seem really, really good. I think that it's going to be very, very difficult to pass on this unit just because of how much he has built into his kit. But like always, if you haven't enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hey, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.